Our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered all over the earth. Just want to take this moment to say, welcome back, and we just want to thank you again for tuning in. My last moment of last session that I did with you was in Psalm 35. Dealing with the prayer for help, and so we just want to continue. So we finished that psalm, and now we're going into Psalm 36. Now Psalm 36 has two sections, two parts. The first 4 verses is dealing with the wickedness of man, and the other verses from verses 5 to verse 12 deals with the goodness of Yahuwah. And so we're going to be dealing with it from that standpoint. My brothers and sisters, I want to take this moment to say, I thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you for your likes, your comments, and the subscriptions and everything that you're doing, and thank you. And for those of you who've been so gracious sending me a gift, I really appreciate it. Again, let me give you my email address. My email address is in the section where I do the where I give the information about what the subject is all about. There's a section there at the bottom where my email address is. You're sending me a gift you have not sent me your email address. Please send me your email address so that I can respond to you personally. Okay, I promise that I will not give your email address to anyone. So just send it to me so I can give it to you personally, because sometimes I try to respond at and the PayPal, or sometimes I try to respond on cash, and the cash can call the name right now. Oh my goodness, Cash App, and so sometimes it returns to me. I don't know if I'm putting too many words in it or what, but please, if you send me your personal email address, I can respond to you. Okay, I appreciate it so much. All right, I just ask you to do that. So I can tell you personally, I can respond and say thank you. And thank you for those of you who pray for me, during the time of, my car burned 2 weeks ago. The time is going so rapidly, and so, thank you for praying for me. And, my brothers and my sisters, even your prayers, your prayers, I'm telling you, your prayers work. Because if you weren't praying for me, if you weren't praying for me, I'll probably be burned in the car. Okay? I'll be trapped in the car and burned. I was talking to my brother, my little brother, and he was telling me that about the time when this incident happened, just probably about an hour or so prior to that too, something came over him. Just this gloom, this feeling came over him where he stopped and prayed for himself and prayed for his family. And and so I thank him, and I thank all of you who've been praying for me, because I tell you what, and Sister Paula, I thank you, my sister. Thank you so much for your prayers, for keeping me in your prayers, and I really appreciate that very much. All the way there in Africa, and you're praying for me, and I appreciate it. And I know that people are everywhere praying and thanking. I also want to thank, there's someone from New Zealand, someone way down there in New Zealand, Okay, that you know, was on the one of these live streams, you know, and just just appreciate it so much. Appreciate it. So I know that the message is getting out. The message is getting out. My brothers and sisters, we're talking about the wickedness of man. I'm going to say a few things to you. These are the moments, are the days of politics. Okay? These are the days of politics. And one of the things that we were warned as Hebrew Israelite people, one of the things that we were warned of, okay, after Yahweh took us out of Egypt and brought us into the promised land, just now, present day Israel, okay, he warns us through his word, he warns us through his prophets to give our allegiance to him and him alone. Okay? I remember the time when the Hebrew Israelite people decided that they didn't want the prophet and the seer to rule over them anymore. And they want to be just like their neighbors. They want a king to rule over them. One of the things that they were told, that your sons and your daughters are going to be taken from you. And your husband, even your husband, they're going to go to war. Many of them are going to die because, you know, they're not their own anymore. They belong to the king. The king owns them. Okay? The king owns you. You are a part of his domain. Now, we have a group of people who claim to be evangelical Christians. Okay? And while all evangelical, listen to my brothers and sisters, all evangelical Christians do not fall into the same category. But it seems like about 90% or more, just a few evangelical Christians who are not following politicians and even treating them as though they're God, that they're deity. Okay? And so when we talk about the wickedness of man here, we're saying that if we turn away from serving the Almighty, Yahweh, if we give our allegiance to someone else than our Yahuwah, my brothers and sisters, it means that we are not totally. And this is the problem with Christianity. This is the problem with Christianity. You can have one foot over here and one foot over here. And what you call it, you refer to this as, you know, straddling the fence. Okay? And one foot over here and one foot over here. And my brother and sister, it cannot work. Either we are for Yahweh, we yield our lives to him. No, nothing wrong in voting, because that's a part of your citizenship obligation, right? To vote. But you vote to put people in power who you know going to lead aright and going to do the right thing. And so when you vote to put people in power, you don't put immoral people in power. You don't put thieves and crooks in power. And you're knowingly doing that. You know the person is a crook. You know. It's like, you know the person is a child molester, but you're going to leave him to take care of your children. You know that school has a bad reputation in abusing children, but you're going to still send your children to that same school. You know the church has child molesters and all those, but you're still going to be a part of that church, and you're going to send your children to that church, and you're going to give them right in the hands of the pastor of that church. And you go and sit down and you act as though nothing ever happened. My brothers and sisters, that is, to me, that is downright foolish, downright ignorant. You know the person is not right, yet you're going to take the person and put them to lead you. My brothers and sisters, those, for us who are born again, we are awakened people. We know what is right. We serve the true and living Yahuwah. Our allegiance is to Him. Politics and all those voting stuff come after. They're secondary. The primary thing for us, my brothers and sisters, foremost in our lives, is Yahuwah leading us. We trust Him to lead us. And when we trust Him to lead us, my brothers and my sisters, we pray and trust that He will help to choose the person to lead us that will go right. But you know what's going to happen? The people who are going astray and doing stuff, Yahuwah will let them fall apart. Because what He's going to do, if they're late, He's going to let them find out the hard way by putting them into the hands of those people who they're following, who are not right. I see on the news where, man, just won some state primary, and he was talking against the person who he won against, and referring to her in some, kind of derogatory style. And there was a African American man standing behind him who was a state senator who was supporting him, and he turned to the man and said, well, that woman did give you some kind of, job. Embarrass the man right there in the public, and then listen what happened, my brothers and sisters. The same man we embarrassed was around there, having his hand up and down, going for him. And then he came around, embarrassment. He came around telling him, I love you. Love a person who's embarrassing you in the public just like that. This is so foolish people are, my brothers and my sisters. So foolish people are, and following blind leaders, and we have to be careful that we do not get ourselves trapped. We talk about the wickedness of man here in Psalm 36, verses 1 through 4. And my brothers and sisters, look, notice what it said here. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. I don't see what's going on here, but I'm going to see why. Okay. All right. So, here in verse 1, Psalm 36, verse 1, and we're talking about the wickedness of man. Listen what Yahuwah's word said. He said, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart. Okay, I'm like the wicked person saying in his heart, there is no fear of our Elohim, our Yahuwah, before his eyes. There's no fear. That's what the transgression of the wicked person. My brothers and sisters, you could call upon Yahweh. Look, for those Christians, people who are not walking right, you could call upon God as much as you want. As much as you want. You're not walking with him. You're just going by the name. So you're godly. Okay, and you're using the Christianity to as a cop out. You know you're not right. You're not walking with him. You have no relationship with him. But the Christianity become a social thing. Okay? So you join the church, you become a part of that church, and you become a part of the leadership of that church. But you know your heart is not right. There has not been any conversion. You know that. But that's a part of what you do. And you can run around and call on, God, I'm a Christian. I have a relationship with them. Lie. You're a transgressor. You're a transgressor. And what is said here, the transgression of the wicked person. And we're going to talk about who the wicked person is shortly. But I want us to look at the word transgression here, the word transgression. Because the word transgression, my brother, my sister, is the word pasha in the Hebrew. Pasha. Pe, shin, and ayin. My brother, my sisters, those three Hebrew letters in the consonants. There are three consonants. And they make up this word pasha. And this word here, my brother, my sister, means transgression. Okay? It means transgression. In other words, it means that you are a rebellious person. You are rebelling against him. You're sinful. You transgress. You trespass. That's what it says here. My brothers, my sisters. It's come from another word, pasha, to be revolt. Person revolting. And my brothers, my sisters, you can do it three ways. You can revolt three ways. Any human being can revolt three ways. We can do it nationally, as a group of people, like we see the evangelical people doing it, all over. Those who call themselves born again. They're not born again. If they're born again, my brothers and my sisters, they're living a life to suit the Heavenly Father. Okay? And so they can revolt nationally as a group. They can revolt morally, and we see the moral condition of our country. The kind of people who are leading us. The kind of stuff that is done, the practices. Okay? And you can do it religiously. Okay? You can do it religiously. So you can revolt from, you can say, I don't want, you're a Christian, or you don't believe in Yahweh and all that, so you just use the word God. Excuse me. I don't want God to rule over me. Okay? That's the kind of attitude. I don't want him to rule over me. Rebellion. And so rebellion, my brothers and sisters, is this what his transgression is? Rebellion is sin. And this is what we have going. When people turn from righteousness to do evil, that is rebellion. We don't expect much from the Gentiles unless they change. Okay? They have to have a change of heart, change of mind, change to walk with Yahweh and to keep his commandment. Okay, so when you see them walking the way they walk, they're in transgression, they're rebelling against him. And then, my brothers and sisters, I want you to notice he said the transgression of the wicked. The transgression of the wicked. And I want us to notice here the word wicked here is a word rasha. Rasha. And it means a wicked person. It means a criminal. Rasha. Resh, Shin, and Ayin. Rasha. The same word. The same word for transgression is the same word here. The wicked. Rasha. And my brother and my sister, here we see that this person is a criminal. He is a criminal. He's condemned. He's guilty. He's an ungodly person. He's a wicked man. He's a man that does wrong. Rasha, he's morally wrong. He's concretely, my brothers, is a bad person. He's condemned. He's guilty. He's ungodly. My brothers and sisters, he is the one that continues to do wrong. And listen, mother, as a condemned person, he makes trouble. He vexes people. He commits all kind of sins, my brothers and sisters. He depart from Yahuwah's word, and he wanted, and not only from his word, but from his ways. And he wanted to do the thing that he think is conducive to him. He do wickedly. Yes, my brothers and my sisters, it's wrong. By implication, he likes to disturb, he violate. He makes trouble. He deals wickedly. He is dealing in wickedness. And you follow these people around here. You look at the way they act. Those people who are supposed to be in leadership. These politicians that you see that, my brothers and my sisters, that I am telling you exactly what the word of Yahuwah said. Right here. The wicked person is the transgression of the wicked. That's how he act. That's how he behave. My time is gone for this segment, and we're going to stop here. We're going to ask you, my brothers and my sisters, to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.